Hello, everyone. It's this week's episode, and I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two brothers interested in finance. I recently finished my exam, and I still have post-exam depression, so I haven't been following the markets except the
Mhm.
notifications that I get about crypto market. So I don't know much about it, but I'm only going to talk about the crypto market. And to be fair, compared to the stocks market, crypto has been more volatile and more. And it was happier, to be fair. It was
Mhm.
mostly green this week. Anyways, but before we start, how was your week been? What did you do this week?
Not much, honestly. Not much. I can't really say anything. Studying. I had some exams this week.
Mhm.
I finished earlier this week. I finished Patho practical final and histology was with it as well. So that was a little bit tough, especially histo, not my favorite topic.
Mm.
And then I had a pharma theoretical as well. So yeah, it's a little bit tough, and I'm still working on it on the oral. So for me, it's study week. So it's nothing exciting, man.
Is it your pharma finals?
Yeah, it's final.
So yeah, I remember pharma finals. It's just like pharma doesn't make sense because there's nothing to make sense for. It's just like you memorize the drugs, their mechanism of action, side effect, blah blah blah. It's just difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot to remember. I mean,
Yeah.
to a certain extent, it makes sense if you know all your physio and all your biochem as well, which I don't. So,
Yeah.
so it makes it harder, of course. But yeah, it's the same old, bro. Repeat, repeat, repeat. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah, I went to Vienna. It was very nice.
Nice.
So yeah, other than that, it was an okay week. I'm still depressed because of the exams, but I'm going to the school because I have psychiatry now. So it's giving me a purpose to get up every morning. But other than that, I don't have much to do. Um, yeah, that's it. Do you have anything else to say?
Nothing, nothing. Let's switch to the stock or Bitcoin
Okay.
general news, right?
So, yeah, I'm not. There's not many news to be fair. I am not going to be what's it called, fake about it. There's not much to say in my opinion in terms of the news, but crypto market has been very, 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 very nice this week. I think it is because China and US is talking. They are talking to each other. They're trying to find a midway. I think crypto is ready to skyrocket again, but they just like the market just doesn't like this uncertainty in the air. And I think that's why we have been seeing crypto market to be stable to sideways, not much down, not much up lately. But with the little bit of those like whispers of, oh,
Yeah.
China and US are gonna talk, they're gonna find a midway. I think that's working for crypto markets, to be fair. What do you say on that?
Yeah, no, no, 100% agree. I don't know. I mean, had a really good rise, right? BTC above
Yeah,
100K,
100%.
right? It's going really
Yeah.
well. Going closer to our year's target or like in general direction of like 120 to 160 maybe potentially. But yeah, I think the consolidation we had a couple of weeks ago uh, held really well, and now it's returning. I think the favor like 30% in the couple last weeks, right?
Yeah,
So.
I think yeah. No, no, I'm gonna talk about those, but I just like it's actually going very well in my opinion. The crypto market, it's giving me hope.
I remember Ethereum had a really good day as well. There was like a 15% plus increase one day. I'm not 100% following all of them, but I remember it was during last week. So it was a really nice day as well. So feels like the whole crypto market has shifted its sentiment to more like I guess, more greedy or more happy environment or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. 100%. No, no, I 100% agree. So let me just talk about the prices a bit. I think this week's um I think Bitcoin went above 100 or 4, not maybe. I think no, not I think it went above 104,000, but I think it couldn't reach the 105,000, which is still okay. But I think this week's superstar, definitely all star, was Ethereum. Bitcoin in the last 7 days increased 9.31% at this very moment, but crypto market is open 24/7. It can change once we upload this. But Ethereum in the last 7 days, it went up to nearly 37%,
Yeah.
which is an amazing run in 1 week. And we always take a look at this CMC 100 index as well. And in the last 7 days, index went up to 13%. I am hopeful for the crypto market. It is giving good hopes. It feels like this year's winner is going to be the crypto market because the moment we hear good news, it just skyrockets, which gives me a lot of hope. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't know what to add, man. I don't know. The positive sentiment is there. I mean, everything kind of recovers or starts to recover. So maybe in the next coming weeks, we're gonna see a nice cheeky bull run, right? I don't know. Let's see. I'm pretty
Hopefully.
positive for it.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about crypto if you want to take over. Because there's
Um,
at least from my side, there's not much to talk about the stock market.
yeah, I can add something not directly crypto, but crypto related. We had
Mm.
Coinbase earnings last week, so that was interesting for
Mm.
me. So I'll
Yeah,
try to
you
add
have
those two.
Coinbase, right?
I do own a really rather small position. Still, I would have loved to buy into it a couple of weeks ago at this at the last dip, and obviously it recovered as did Bitcoin, but it's really trailing behind. So Bitcoin already chilling like at 104K, right? So USD. But Coinbase itself hasn't really recovered, and the earnings weren't the best, to be honest. I wasn't really happy. I mean, you could kind of see it differently, but the net income drastically decreased. The revenue wasn't bad, and actually had a surprise, I believe. Um, but their own coin holdings or their own crypto holdings were dragging the balance sheet down quite a lot. When I looked at it at least. So maybe already with the recovery from last week, Coinbase already made a lot of money back. So yeah, let's see. It's very Coinbase can be very like monumental, like a couple of quarters really well and then a couple of quarters really bad performance. So I don't really have a problem with it. I keep holding it for now. The outlook looks really well as well. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was probably the most disappointing earnings out of them all, but in general, for me, it was still pretty good, decent. Yeah, I guess that's what I can add.
Um, Coinbase, I always tell this, I had a Coinbase account. Of course, everyone who starts on crypto is going to have a Coinbase account. But one of the first things that I did with my Coinbase account was to close it. I don't like how they do their app. I think app lags as well. The trading fees are astronomical, in my opinion, for the crypto market. So Coinbase itself, I don't think that it's a big exchange. And right now, when I look at it, when I look at the trading volumes of the top exchanges, Binance is better than them. Bybit is better than them. Upbit is better than them. OKX is better than them. BitGet, MEXC, Gate.io. Like these are all, I don't know, crypto.com, HTX, even like there are so many crypto exchanges that are used for trading more than the Coinbase. So I don't know if I would want to invest in Coinbase ever.
Yeah, I think obviously, like in general, being like such a small position, it's a quite a risky investment as well. Like Coinbase doesn't come
Mm,
without risk, that's for sure. It's probably one of my more riskier stocks. But I've had great returns with it in the past, and I feel like I know the stock kind of, when you get familiar with it, I guess. But yeah, like you say, of course, there's lots of competition. It's like a payment service, also has
mm.
like strong competition, right? Um, but yeah, in general, I still think it's quite all right for the now. And they have increased transaction volumes and the user base as well. So there's still growth in Coinbase, and it hasn't really slowed down yet, but it can definitely happen. And with the amount of competition around, uh, and with the amount of competition increasing, the fees will get smaller and smaller as well, right? As they compete with each other. So yeah, it's just for me. Let's see how it develops, and I'm still performing quite well. So Coinbase is like a quite a good plus position for me. So it's not like doing bad. But yeah, I
Okay.
don't know.
What else talk about in terms of stocks?
Yeah, I don't know. Like stock market in general, I guess a little bit cover it, how it went. I mean, it looks quite healthy these days, right?
It looks, in my opinion, it looks very healthy. And last week we talked about year to date positivity and negativity, like how are we doing, right? I went up nearly 10 more percent in terms of year to date plus for me than
Nice.
it was last week. So I made 10 more percent. Bank of America has a big role in this, and Rheinmetall, Bank of America, especially when the market was going negative, Bank of America was positive, which I really loved, and I like that's one of the reasons why I bought the stock. But other than that, other than the Google drop, I don't think that stock market was full of drama.
Yeah, year to date, I'll just cover mine, I guess. I ain't getting carried. That's not happening for me right now. But I do have some good performances for me. I think last week I was like around zero-ish or something, breaking even, and now I'm around 3.5%. So it was a positive week
That's
for me,
very good.
slowly increasing again, and I think it's just due to the general calming down of the storm. All stocks kind of
Mm.
increased last week. ASML is
Yeah.
doing quite well. I'm quite
Yeah,
well in
ASML
plus
and
with that as
Amazon
well.
especially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon, I'm in the plus as well now. Barely, but yeah, this is around the place where I bought, so I'm
I'm
just waiting
I'm
now.
still in minus. I went to plus, I think, or maybe I didn't go to plus. Like I think the highest I went was like minus 0.4% or something, 0.5% or something.
I think we
So
have like a
that was
2-3% difference where our
yeah,
buy-in
yeah.
prices.
So I think I'm still minus there. I am still minus in ASML, but they were really close to get plus. And next week, if I turn into plus with those, I wouldn't be surprised. But Google is still breaking my heart a lot.
Yeah, Google, I guess, is the largest one that I'm a little bit, it's taking its time a bit, but then again, for me, it's the same story as Amazon or ASML. It's just, yeah, it's consolidating. It took some bad news on, I don't know,
Mm,
was it Wednesday last week? I messaged you, it had like an 8%,
mm,
9% drop, like at its lowest. And then in the same evening, um, Google actually defended its position about this like AI search and that Apple users use Safari more than Chrome now. It was like all this controversy, and then actually Google dropped something that their investigation shows that actually Chrome users are increasing in iOS users. So exactly the opposite. So it was a contradiction. Who knows who's saying the truth? Because the Apple statement was actually under oath in a lawsuit. So that's
mm.
also something interesting. But yeah, let's see. I think for me, it doesn't change the position. I'm sure it doesn't change for you either. For me, Google is still Google. Um, I'm holding on and waiting for it right now, honestly. Is patience game, bro. Patience game, no.
It definitely is a patience game, and we are more or less patient. And that's what we have, and I am not scared of this. It should be all okay.
Yeah. I think by the end
You
of the
said,
year,
yeah,
we'll have another
yeah.
200
I think
USD dollar price at Google, probably 220. I
yeah,
can be
220,
optimistic.
maybe even 230 is doable in my opinion. But of course, it's not an investment advice. Um, But yeah, I think no, I'm happy with the stocks that I have. Um, yeah, and I feel like by the end of the year, crypto market is gonna get better as well. I still hold my goal as in 160 to 180s by the end of the year, and I am still standing pretty strong there. Hopefully it gets there, and S&P 500 as well. Nearly we are over with the first half of the year. We are in May, nearly midway. So I am still keeping my positivity for the second half of the year. I still do think that first half of the year is going to be bearish, but the second half of the year, I think it's going to be bullish.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you keep saying it, but it's pretty much already happening, what you said. It's, I mean, the
I know,
first
but
half was bearish,
yeah,
like you said, literally,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and now we're already transitioning to the second half nearly anyway. I mean, May,
yeah.
we're beginning of May, okay, one more month, you can be off like that, but pretty much like you said, hits the nail on the coffin, bro. Like it's pretty
I
accurate.
mean, hopefully, I mean, everyone wants to make money. We want to make money, so can it go up already? Like we waited. Come on, we were
Yeah.
patient. Be faster. Be
But
better.
I think that's where we can hook on with the next topic, China and US talking, right? It could be a nice catalyst for what we're hoping for, a nicer stock
I
market
think
recovery.
that's going to be the only catalyst because, okay, this is what I'm hoping on that. I hope Trump and China makes a agreement. They can agree on something as fast as possible so Trump can focus on fucking cryptos. So he can make Bitcoin the national reserve and everything. And we can hope that Bitcoin price goes up as well.
Yeah, I think honestly it's gonna I mean it's happening right now. They're
Hmm.
talking excuse me, they're talking in Switzerland this weekend, right? So and I think
I've seen it. Yeah, say it.
I know I've seen some tweets from Donald Trump that it's going apparently quite good. So I don't know how much trustworthy this is, of course, but I mean they're talking, right? And they're meeting actually
Yeah.
person to person, so that's a good sign. And the market has already taken. I mean, the Hang Seng is doing quite well after this news, so it's doing quite well in last month. And I mean, American markets have already. Dude, if you're checking the DAX index, it's pretty much already back at all-time highs. Like,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
the drop already disappeared for the DAX completely. But yeah, just the
Yeah.
Americans still waiting for it.
Yeah, American is still waiting for it, but it's gonna go up as well. I hope crypto follows it by higher margins. Other than that, I think this end of this year is going to be the year that I sell all my cryptos because you know my cycle. I wait for the I wait for the bull, buy in bear, sell it in the bull, and wait for the other bear. That's the crypto market for me. I don't think that it's like a huge long-term investment. I don't think that, other than Bitcoin, I don't think that you can buy a coin for 10 years and just wait if you're not buying Bitcoin.
Hmm.
But yeah, hopefully this end of this year is going to be the year.
Yeah, I'm also waiting with that one for the for the end of the year with my Coinbase a little bit because I've
Mm.
sold it. I've sold it at the last height, but I'm still waiting for another all-time high and sell the remaining and then do like you because Coinbase normally follows the crypto runs.
Understandably.
Yeah, a couple months later they normally drop as a Bitcoin drops and then you can buy the stock quite cheap again. But yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Anything you want to add?
Um, I don't know. We can talk about AMD earnings. That was really interesting for me. If that was
But
something,
when was it?
I
Oh
believe
yeah,
last week.
6th of Tuesday, after close. They beat
Uh,
it,
yeah,
but
yeah,
not by much.
it was not bad. It was surprisingly, I mean, AMD kind of beats it normally, I believe.
Mhm.
At least according to Google. And yeah, they beat the EPS and they beat the revenue by 4%, 4.5% nearly. And uh, yeah, surprising for me, honestly. I mean, of course, I want to be positive about AMD as an AMD stockholder, but advanced money destroyer number one, bro. So um, they do they do use a lot of capital, and but I'm really happy. They had good outlooks as well, and they really had nice revenue growth. I was really happy with that, year
That's
over
good. That's
year at least. So yeah,
um.
just
What about Novo Nordisk? I don't see them having a good earnings.
mm, Novo Nordisk actually was not bad. They from I didn't look
I think
too deep in it.
they they couldn't beat the revenue. They lost
Uh,
it by a huge margin, actually.
I don't know what the analyst expectations were. Are you checking
Hmm.
on our web on our place?
Yeah,
Wait, I'll have a quick look.
because you hold
Uh,
Novo Nordisk.
hmm?
Because you hold Novo Nordisk.
Yeah, yeah, I hold long term. I'm collecting nicely dividends from them. They're really giving me some nice cash back these days, so that's nice. But I'm just checking if the earnings, because in general the earnings as well, they still had maybe they didn't reach the expectations, so analyst expectations, but no, this is not true. What is saying here in Qualtrim minus 85% revenue is not true. This is, I think, this is a mistake because they had a 78 billion revenue. I don't know. So I'm just looking at the Google one. So they did have a revenue increase, but the only negative thingy was with what I really was a little bit unexpected was the outlook. They reduced the outlook a little bit, and there was some mixed reaction on the market. Went up like 3-4%, went down 3-4%. But I feel like honestly, Novo Nordisk right now at this position, technically, if you want to have an analysis about the stock, I feel like it's in a really good position, and it's still a growing stock. So year over year, revenue is still increased, two-digit growth, right? So it's not like it's slowing down too much. It is, but I think it's still a really solid company, and I think it's really fairly priced right now.
Yeah, I think it can even be cheap, to be fair, a bit. But Novo Nordisk in general, I think it's cheap, but I don't know if I'm studying this, and Ozempic doesn't seem, because they exploded with Ozempic, that's like weight loss drug,
Oh
but
yeah, my
the research doesn't show that good of a outcome with that. Lots of comorbidities as well with it. So I don't know how much I would trust this company, to be fair. That's the problem that I have.
Yeah, it also depends because they're already releasing new drugs, and I think last time we touched on
Hmm.
this as well with Eli Lilly, and other pharmaceutical
Hmm.
companies like Linde, also producing like these fat-losing, fat-burning medications, right? Or these weight loss
Yeah.
medications. So there's definitely a lot of competition, but I really like Novo Nordisk in general. They have a lot of patents, and they create a lot of new patents for medications. So as a
Mm.
general business, obviously right now is with the fat burning or the weight loss, but as a general pharmaceutical company, I like their innovation in products. So they
Mm.
produce new products, they produce new patents, and like compared to other more conservative pharmaceutical companies, I feel like they're ahead of the game. And honestly, for me, this is a really, really long-term investment. And I don't think Novo Nordisk is something I will sell. I'll just
Yeah.
collect dividends for the rest of my life and hope the stock will grow at the same time.
Hopefully, hopefully. And yeah, that's it. I feel like, I mean, there's Disney and Uber. You have Disney, no?
Hmm. Yeah, Disney had a really good reaction, by the way. But I feel like honestly, the people liked it so much. I was disappointed. Like, because I feel like the expectations were that they will have a decline in streaming, and actually there was a
Mm.
slight growth of 1 or 2%, so the people went fucking crazy. But I would have liked a larger increase in streaming, not only like in the low single digits. But I guess they beat the expectations of not declining, and they're making good money. They really made great earnings per share. So they really returned to making some good cash, I guess. And yeah, year over year, I mean, it's amazing. But let's see if Disney can hold it up. That's the main question.
I mean, one thing when I'm picking up stocks, I always ask it to myself: is there a better competitor of this stock? And when I think of Disney, it's Netflix for me. So I wouldn't be a Disney holder until Netflix fucks up. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem like they're going to either.
yeah, it's interesting. Netflix obviously is we talk about it quite a lot, right? It's developing really into this household name.
Mm.
But for me, Disney is is this whole the brands behind it as well, like Marvel
Yeah.
and stuff like this, which gives me a little bit of all right, they have the patents and rights to this. Now, the problem is they also run out, right? These patents and rights, like for example, I think Mickey Mouse, like the original 1930 Mickey Mouse creation, the patent for this ran out, like, the black and white
Mhm.
version.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people are able to use this now without paying up to Disney pretty much. So I'm just hoping Disney stands for continues what it stands for and create new characters and new stories. What they do honestly best, because that's what I've been doing for the last 80 years, right?
I
So
mean, I mean, they are creating new characters. Yeah, yeah, but to be fair, they create really new characters as well. I was just gonna say they always use the characters. They most of the time use the characters they have already have in stock. But no, they have like these like Frozen, Moana. These are new.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
not like
yeah.
the back in the days Disney.
But to be fair, I feel you. Like Disney they do refurbish a lot, and like, oh, let's grab
Mhm.
Aladdin, or I don't know, Ariel or whatever, and then do a 3D movie, a real life movie, and whatever. But yeah, Frozen, sometimes they still come out with something new, like Frozen or Mana, but I wish they would do this more and better. Yeah, I feel like Disney is not gonna go anywhere now, but I feel like they do have some work to do to
Definitely,
remain
definitely.
in the industry and to compete.
There is one more company. I actually am thinking to buy this company for a long time after I buy Netflix, because I really do think that it's a good company. Uber.
Uber, oh
They
yeah.
same day they had the earnings as well. They missed the revenue, but they increased thingy earnings per share. So what do you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, I
Revenues
sometimes look at Uber.
increasing.
Don't.
Revenues increasing, trips they decrease in 2025. It has lots of competition, especially with Google's Waymo, but still, I think it's one of the leading parts in the world in terms of like taxi calling.
Uh yeah, 100%. I've looked at it a couple of times before. It is really nice growth rate. And in general, it doesn't look like it's slowing down too much. It was really interesting, I feel like, not gonna lie.
Mhm. And
Um,
yeah,
I don't know what was the quarter earnings. Oh yeah, they beat hella. Or not
they
beat,
beat
but
the earnings per share, but they
yeah.
missed the revenue.
Yeah, interesting company. I feel like I don't know. It's maybe more the technology behind it than Uber itself, I
Mhm.
guess. Um, but I don't know. Is it really something you consider buying? Is it like your top 10?
I would like to buy because like the idea of calling a taxi is amazing, but Tesla is coming up with their own. Google is coming up with
Yeah.
Waymo, so they have a lot of competition. So I need to watch, see, understand, and that's it.
Yeah, Waymo, right, from Google is something that's why
Mhm.
I think that's one of the reasons why I bought Google as well, because it's
A
kind of
robo taxi
promising.
like with Tesla.
Yeah,
So
exactly, which is it's actually set to release a couple of months now, I think. Is some
hopefully, hopefully, let's see.
gonna yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Do you have anything to add? That's literally all I have for this week's episode.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
bro, I'm running out. I would just look at the next week's earning, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I think next
Uh,
week's earnings you'll like the.
for me, there's some interesting ones. Yeah.
On Monday, I don't see anything, but on Tuesday there's Sony, there's JD, there's Tencent after market close.
It's Chinese week, brother.
Yeah, it's Chinese week. Alibaba is there as well, and what was this company? John Deere.
John Deere is on my watch list, by the way. It's a really interesting
Yeah,
company.
so Thursday before market open, they're going to do it as well.
OpenSea on Tuesday is also quite interesting, and we have Bayer as well on Tuesday after
Mm,
close. It's a small holding of mine, the Pain holding. But yeah, gonna see what's up with this stock, I guess. There's also Tencent Music Entertainment, which is a favorite of mine. Subsidiary of Tencent. Yeah, Baba, Walmart as well on Thursday.
mhm.
It's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
Walmart. Walmart is a nice market catalyst as well, to be fair.
And on Thursday evening or after close, we got Siemens Energy, which is really
Hmm.
interesting for me. It's one of those hype stocks, like a little bit like Rheinmetall these days in the DAX, and ThyssenKrupp
Yeah.
as well, which is it's been
Hmm.
a past holding of mine. So yeah, it's in some interesting stocks. Let's see. I really have a positive sentiment for the Chinese stocks. I think they're gonna bang earnings. Otherwise, I'm just gonna bury myself again in the pain market of China, bro. But I'm pretty positive. My sentiment is pretty positive. I mean, pretty much all past
Should be
earnings
okay.
been pretty good in the past weeks, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
let's
mean,
see.
earnings season is nearly coming to an end as well. So yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
I don't know. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I would like to ask you a question like last time you asked me, bro. So I return the
Yeah.
favor.
Okay. That's great.
If you could buy any stock right now, which one would you buy? If you have, is there one stock that you still don't own or haven't mentioned that you would buy, or
I
even if you
don't own
mentioned it?
Netflix. I would wanna buy Netflix, but it's expensive.
Okay. But would you buy a Netflix like today's price, or would you mind it buying it at today's price, I guess, if that's the right question?
I would, even though I know that that price is not going to matter and that price is still cheap, I still would mind buying it from this price because I do think that it's going to drop.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Fair
other
enough.
than that, Netflix is the stock that I'm waiting, and the moment it drops, the moment I am going to buy Netflix.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Nice.
So yeah, that's it. Okay.
Alrighty. Yeah. Otherwise, not much, right? Then we can call it a day. Solid 30
Yep,
minutes. Nice.
that's good.
Like that.
Okay, okay. Then we catch you guys. Yeah?
Ciao, ciao.
Share it, like it, subscribe.
Always. Ciao, ciao, guys.
Bye bye.